So I think it's 13 sacks over the last 3 games, and I think you guys had 10 going into those 3 games. I think we asked you this last week, but like it seems like things are really clicking right now. What is working so well?
Yeah, well, first thing, just extremely excited we got to win. Okay, that's the number one stat that I always like to talk about, regardless of what our production is on defense. I was really happy that as a team we played well and we went on the road. Obviously Monday Night Football, and we came away with a win and get us right back on track. And so, so to the production, to some of the stats, definitely we definitely had some production. Again, I think. Sorry to answer the thing probably the same exact way, but it's been a process the whole from the off season until now. And what I'm really proud of the guys is they continue to put work in, and they're starting to see progress every single day, week after week, week after week. And now they're starting to see that progress, some results. Confidence is building, and now we're hoping to continue on that trend.
So to ask you about one of those guys, D'Angelo Malone is someone who, beginning of the season, he was primarily a special teams guy, very good at that particular role, but 2 sacks against the Raiders. What have you seen from him in the last few weeks?
Yeah, the first thing is him just dominating his role on special teams. Probably easily one of the top 5 special teams players in the National Football League, and so completely dominating his role. And so when people do that, you want to also find other things for them to do. And we've kind of put him there a couple times early in the season, and now. In the middle of the season, he's starting to get a little bit of production. We saw the pass rush heating up, and now he's getting some results. And now here moving forward, you'll probably see him even get a little bit more of a role. And so, that's how it really works throughout the whole football team. The guys start producing, and all of a sudden you start getting more roles and more reps in the phases that you're involved in.
Coach, along those same lines, could you talk about the development of Rook and Zach Harrison throughout the course of the season? And both of them had some plays for you last.
They did. Well, first with Rook, it was great to get him back. So he was obviously developing, and then I can't remember which game he came in first, but he played well in that first game that he first entered in. It was a home game. And then it was a Tampa game. Thank you. Okay. And then he was injured. He was injured for a while, and so it was nice to get him back off of injury. And you could see, the reason why we draft him. He's electric. He can move. He's smart, and he plays with a ferocity that he takes it to another level. He walks around the building. He's got a nice smile on his face, and easy guy to coach. He knows what to do, and then all of a sudden he flips that switch. When the lights turn on game day. And then Zach, man, I'm so proud of Zach. Another guy that has had his role increased as well, playing different positions for us across the front, and he's been extremely effective wherever we put him. So he's another guy that also his role will continue to grow because of his production.
How much has J.D. Bertrand's confidence grown, considering he's had to fill in for both Troy Anderson and Nate Lehman when they've had their respective injuries?
No, he's a confident player, smart football player. Another guy that we're happy to get back from injury. He was out for a long while, and but during the course of that time that he was off, he was able to really stay up in meetings and say, okay, here's my responsibility. Here's the Troy's responsibility. Whether it's Caden's responsibility, Nate's responsibility, he's able to fill all of those roles. And it was nice to get him back on defense this last game, and another guy that we're excited about that adds extra juice to our defense.
I talked to him a bit about the decision to wear the Guardian cap. Did he discuss that at all with you?
No, okay. He didn't. No.
What are the challenges that a game like this presents? It's a Giants offense that struggled a little bit here. They've gone through some different quarterbacks, and just how do you kind of maintain that top level going into this thing?
Yeah, so with the National Football League, this is how we all think, across all 32 teams. There's talent on every single team. And whether the record is, 1 win, 2 wins, 0 wins, you don't take anybody. This is the National Football League. Anybody can win, anybody can lose. And so how we're taking this game is this is a talented offense. They got talented players, and they're competitors. That's the other thing. All 32 teams have competitors. These are the biggest competitors in the world. And the last thing they want to do is go out there and not play well. And so we're going to get their best shot, and they're going to get our best shot. And so they have talent across the board, and we got to get ready to try to stop these guys. Oh man, that was easy. Oh, okay. I was like, oh, here we go. Okay.
Just like, the team has not played well in Mercedes-Benz Stadium here, during this kind of second half of the season. Is there? I always hate saying added motivation because I know that that's not a thing.
Yeah.
Is there something to that? Just kind of wanting to change the vibes in that stadium, kind of get fans believing in this team again, and hoping they can, make the playoffs.
Are you talking about prior to this year? Is that what you're talking about?
The defense kind of helping, kind of leading that better atmosphere in the stadium to get the fans really involved in the game and creating the atmosphere.
Were you mentioning in the history of the Atlanta Falcons? Is that what you're talking about?
No, I'm just talking about just kind of the way the season is gone.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, I think again, the way we think, the staff, the players. I mean, every game that we approach, we're trying to win, and we're trying to get guys in position. And the guys are going out there to try to compete, and so whether it's a home game or an away game, I mean, we're trying to get negative plays, interceptions, sacks, you name it, to try to get the crowd going, but also to try to, put our offense in good position to go score points, or we score on defense, and our special teams are trying to score, trying to block punts, whatever it is. And so there's no really added motivation. This is every single game. We've signed up for 17 games, and we're trying to win. We're trying to win all of them, and we're trying to prepare, try to go compete, and try to win every single game. Definitely now with where we're at, of course, it's basically like every single game is a playoff game here on out. And so, we were 1-0 last week, and now we got to go 1-0 this week. And so there's a mentality right there. We need to win this football game if we want to make it to the next phase of the season.
We've heard guys talk about that kind of sense of urgency. Is that kind of like just considering these games like has to be kind of the
for sure, yeah. There's definitely a sense of urgency, no doubt.
Coach, 3 of your top 4 tacklers on defense are DBs. Is that necessarily by design? Is that something that you want to focus on shifting or changing? How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think again, every game is kind of its own little capsule of whatever's going on. And so, towards the end of the half last game and the end of both halves, actually, obviously they're throwing the ball, and so now DBs are making more tackles. That's because they were behind and we were ahead, and so we would like that, right? Now, there's other scenarios where if you're giving up a bunch of big plays in other games that we've lost, we don't want the secondary making tackles. And so that's why, our head coach says it, and it's for real. Stats are for losers, because you can look at a stat and you can make it any way you want. You could go, whoa, this way. The DBs are making all the tackles. The defense, it's not very good. And so you got to see every situation for what it is. And so I don't know if that answers your question, but at the end of the day, what you really want to look at, the stat that I look at, is we need to make sure they have less points than our offense, than our team. Okay, if they have less points and we have more points, that means the Atlanta Falcons win. That's the number one stat that I look for, not that you guys look for. That's the one that I look for.
Self-scouting has been credited to the recent uptick in sacks during the bye week. Can you share with us any of the findings from that self-scouting, like any specifics at all?
No, we wouldn't share that. And self-scouting is, self-scouting is every week, really. It's every single week, and so, and it's ever changing, right? So these last 3 games, obviously, our next opponent's going to be watching it, what we're doing, and how other offenses have reacted to what we're doing, and so we can't just continue to do the same thing. We have to, do things that they don't think that we're going to do, and so. But self-scouting is always an effective tool across all 3 phases, and it's been a tool that we've used all season long. And but it's really a credit to our players and our coaching staff. Obviously, I'm talking about the defense right now. Our defensive coaching staff and our players, the work that they've put in, the work that our coaching staff has put in meetings, and then the work that our players, man, they go in here. I see them watching film before practice, before our meetings, after our meetings, doing extra work on the grass before practice, after practice. It's really a credit to those guys pouring in to their job, and the results are showing up on game day.
Grady was in here earlier saying, I don't want to say sacks come in bunches because that takes away the amount of intent and the amount of work we put in.
There you go.
How rewarding is it to see it play out like this and not say
it
is in bunches, luck?
Yeah, no, I mean, so because the work was put in, and there was some games where, again, you should look at the stat sheet and you didn't, everyone didn't see all 0 sacks, but we affected the quarterback. We made him throw interception. We made him get off the spot and throw it out of bounds, and now they got a punt. And so, even though we didn't get the direct result on the stat sheet, the work that they were doing was paying off. And so now, it is cool. Obviously, the last 3 weeks we've got some production, and it's a nice reward for those guys for all the work that they've put in, for sure.
Your first team defense plays against Michael Penix Jr. This whole season so far. Have there been any moments that you've experienced in practice where you're like, all right, this kid's all right. This kid's pretty good.
Yeah, there's been thousands of moments of that. Yeah.
Has there been one that kind of stands out and he did something and it's like, okay.
Yeah, the one I could think of that me and Mike had a laugh about a few times. This was back in training camp, and I brought an exotic blitz that normally people don't bring. It was something that we were kind of working on, and we actually got it on video with him because we got the helmet camera on, and I have the video coverage of him actually he's talking after the play, and so no, to me.
Oh,
To me, it was pretty funny. So, brought an exotic blitz, and normally, like, a corner wouldn't blitz from this position. And Mike felt it and ripped 15, 18-yard out to the sideline, completed it for a first down. And he looked to the sideline and he says, "Oh, don't do that, Coach Lake. Don't do that, Coach Lake." And he started laughing. And that's a moment that I remember where I was like, okay, he can see it, and obviously the talent, he can rip this ball anywhere across the field.
Do you remember what receiver he completed that to?
I don't.
Blair, basically.
I don't remember that. No. Yeah.
What's this week been like for the defense? Because I know even when they were in here earlier, we were asking them about Michael, and now here we are asking you about Michael. I don't want to say how do you keep them focused, because they're obviously focused, but do you address it at all, like in your team meetings?
No, we really haven't. I haven't done that. I mean, I think everybody knows what's going on. It's a tough situation, obviously, and so this is a team. We're all a team. We love Kirk. We love Mike. We love everybody on this team. This is a team deal, and so it's a tough situation, but it's also an exciting situation, obviously, for our young quarterback. And we haven't really discussed it on defense, but I think these guys are professionals. They know what's going on, and we're here to support Kirk, and we're here to support Mike.
I'll get it off started. Just overall happy for our players going on the road on a long trip to go win a game on the road versus the Raiders. Give a lot of credit to all of our players. We talk about Hodge. He did an amazing job on Monday, even playing through some bumps and bruises to go out there and execute the game plan and put his best foot forward for the team and help field position when it comes to getting his hands on 2 punts. When it comes to that, he's been doing a great job all season. And you could tell by his work, he spends extra time after practice, and he works at it, and you can see the excitement from the players when he's out there making plays. And I'm excited for him. And as it goes on, the season goes on, we finish this thing strong. I would not be surprised if he was a Pro Bowler because of the way he's playing the game at such a high level. When you have a receiver that could tackle, that could block punts, and do those types of things, it makes our overall special teams way better. And give a lot of credit too for Zach Harrison, Richie Grant, Josh Woods. Those guys help free up Hodge when it comes to him going out there to make plays. I thought Bradley played really well. There's a couple of punts he would like to have back, but to have 4 punts inside the 10 and 2 inside the 4-yard line is phenomenal when it helps to flip in the field and creating and controlling field position and complementary football, helping our defense with a safety. So those things were awesome. So with that, I'd like to open up to any questions.
Speaking of Kadarius Hodge, how clutch is it that there is an opportunity for there to be like a special teams niche Pro Bowl player for someone like him?
I think it's awesome because, that's a critical phase of the game when you talk about special teams. I know there's voting for, offensive, defensive players, different position groups, and then you have your returners, your kickers, and your punters. But when you have a guy or a player like Hodge who's able to help out not just on offense but on other phases of the game, I think that's cool that the NFL does do that. And I wish nothing but the best for him as he continues to finish the season strong.
What's he like in practice? Because he has to balance the offensive responsibilities, and then he has such a major role on your unit.
He's great. I think the hardest thing for players that play on special teams and offense and defense is being in the present. When we're in their special teams period, that's the most important phase. And then when we transition to offense or defense, offense, for example, for Hodge, he's able to flip his switch and focus on his particular role on offense. And he plays a lot of different positions on offense when it comes to the receiver spot, being able to back up all 3 spots. So I think it's cool to see his mental discipline that he has to be able to flip his switch from offense to special teams. And the more you do that at practice, it becomes a reality on game day. No matter what's happening on offense, he's able to flip the switch, go from playing receiver, running a route, to going to cover a punt, or being able to recover a punt versus the Saints and then turn around and go cover a kick on kickoff. So he does a great job of just being able to lock in at one play at a time, have that one-down mentality, and move forward when it comes to playing on offense and special teams.
After last week's game, it came out that Pinion is one of 3 punters in the NFL to have multiple punts down inside the 5-yard line. How accurate is his leg?
It's very accurate, and he does a good job not to be greedy. He has a bunch of different club selections, and the biggest thing, like, we get in those situations where we know we're trying to flip the field and help our defense with field position, is not trying to be greedy with trying to put the ball so much inside the 5 and just play pitch and catch with the returner. But that's something that we put a big focus on, is like just being not necessarily trying to out-punt the coverage, but how can we be our best at directional punting? And that complements our coverage units, complements how our gunners get downfield, like Brooks, Hamilton, Hodge, those guys working downfield in coverage. And you want your punt and coverage to always work together. So it starts off with the punt. If we do a great job with the punt, and then our guys could cover. And you backtrack even more, a step before the punt, it's our protection. In order for Bradley to do that, we got to have great protection so Bradley can focus on his job and not worry about the protection. So it's all 3 of those parts, whether it's protection, our punt, and coverage, all working together so that everybody can do their job.
I know Kennero's been an asset to your unit for multiple seasons, but like, how nice is it for him to get this recognition now, getting Player of the Week, and his name being thrown around for Pro Bowl?
It's awesome because his journey has never been easy, but it makes everything worth it when you see the success that he's had on special teams, or just this year as a football player, because that's what he is. He's a football player. Just so happens he plays he plays receiver on offense, and he plays multiple positions on special teams. But it's awesome because I coached against him multiple years. He actually caught a fake punt on us in 21 when he's with the Lions. And then, we signed him in 22, and then in 22 there was a lot of times where he was really close to blocking punts. I believe that season he led our team in tackles, but he was really close to blocking a lot of punts. He works at it. He was one of the first guys we identified when we were working punt rush that he has a great get-off, low pad level, and it was our responsibility to try to put him in those positions to go make those plays. And it's hard to block a punt in the NFL, and he's been close a lot of times throughout his career. And my job as a coach is not to limit him. Like, he has so many different God-given abilities, so it's our job as a coaching staff to put him in situations and positions to where he could exploit that and show that he's able to do those things. So for it to happen and come to life on Monday was awesome, because he's been working so hard at it, whether it's before practice, after practice, watching extra film, all those different things. And it was cool to see that happen on Monday, and he still hasn't even played his best game yet.
Youngway going on IR, you signed another kicker. You previously had him on the practice squad. What did you see from him then to want to have him be the guy now?
There's a lot of things, his leg talent, his mental capacity, his mindset, his mental toughness, his experience, the way he carries himself, his personality. There's so many different attributes that Riley carries with him as a player. Just so happens he's a kicker, and I'm excited. We're excited to work with him again. Having him come back here for a second time, and it's unfortunate for Ku to go on IR for the remainder of the season. But I admire how he's been going about his business, how he's worked throughout the season. And, nobody's 100% through an NFL season. And to be able to fight through that, especially during this last game, and be able to finish the game, I commend him for that. And I'm hoping and praying for a speedy recovery for him.
With the uncharacteristic mistakes from Youngway the past few weeks, how long do you think he hasn't been 100% or dealing with something?
Well, again, the NFL season, whether you talk about his first year in the NFL or you talk about this year in the NFL, nobody's 100%. Where you're kicking twice a week, if you kick one field goal in a game, whether you kick one field goal in a game or if you kick 6 field goals in a game, your process and your preparation is still the same. You're still hitting a lot of footballs throughout a game. So there's a lot of wear and tear throughout the NFL season for a kicker. So nobody's 100% when we go through NFL season, whether you talk about the Pro Bowl year that he had, whether you talk about this year he's had. The Pro Bowl year, he missed the game, actually, and Elliott Fry kicked for him versus Green Bay, and he was dealing with an injury. So you can ask any kicker around the NFL, nobody's 100%, and nobody will be 100%. As you play this game, you go into a playoff run, you get into the playoffs, you play in the Super Bowl. So those things happen, and it's unfortunate, and there's been a lot of games where he wasn't 100%. But if he's out there, our mindset is to go execute and finish the task at hand.
What were those conversations like with him? Did it just come to a point where, hey, I can't do it anymore and I have to go take a break?
Well, Koo is the ultimate teammate and team player, and he wants to help the team in any way possible, and he has the great mindset of helping the team when it comes to that. So, when you look at it and you get into the game and he's fighting through some things and it's one of those conversations where it's like, okay, I got to get it checked out one more time and see where it's at. And, that's where it is right now. He's on IR as of right now and for the remainder of the season. So we'll see what happens as we continue to go on. But, I just pray for a speedy recovery for him.
I know you've previously worked with Riley, but what are maybe some of the challenges, logistics of bringing in a new kicker at this stage of the season?
I don't really look at it as challenges. I just look at it as opportunities for growth as a team. When it comes to our special teams unit, it comes to our operation, how we handle, how we expedite the process. It helps me become a better teacher. Helps our other specialists. We talk about Bradley, you talk about Liam, and you talk about Koo, because Koo's helping out too. It helps us all gel together, and those 4 guys working together along with myself and Coach King, I think it's a great opportunity for us to grow as a team in a special teams unit. So I never really look at it as a challenges because I look at it as an opportunity for us to grow and get better and help our team win football games.
Hey, Grady, how things been getting prepared for the Giants and how the morale of the team given a change at the quarterback position?
Things going good, getting prepped for the Giants, defensively, getting ready for the – you good? You good? You good? Yes, prep going good, defensively, focusing on try to, slow this run game down and then also, just be disciplined on the back end, do what we got to do. And as far as morale as a team, man, we love Kirk and everything that he's, brought to the team, stuff like that. But we trying to move forward, continue to do what we got to do to put ourselves in the best position to play postseason. And, so I'm excited to see Michael get his chance to go out there and just – be who he is, and at the end of the day, best way to support him is to go out there and play some good defense, and that's something I can't have a little part of control in. So just want to go out there and put our best foot forward defensively and support the team however it go.
He's been working against you all as the scout team quarterback. What's that been like from getting out? You're going against the linemen though.
Yeah.
You still see him.
Yeah, man, you definitely see the arm talent. You see the just the feel for the game that he got, and I'm excited to see him get a chance, with our first team offense and the weapons they got up there to go do what they need to do and, try to score some points, make some big plays, and he got the whole support of the whole organization behind him. So, I mean, it's an exciting time, and but at the end of the day, it's first start, and the best support I can give him, the best support we can give him, is go out there and try to play the best defense we can and get them back the ball as much as we can. And just continue to grow on defense.
And up front, how well to see you guys get safety there? And, some of your young guys making some like 10 tackles for losses.
Yeah, it was awesome to see, especially the room I'm in, just have a really, really good game, affecting the game. Everybody getting tackles for loss and affecting the quarterback. Zach and them got the big safety, big time, 2 back-to-back big plays, and so to be able to see the growth and everybody in there is just amazing, man. It's motivating, push everybody to be better and better, and I definitely take pride in when I see the room I'm in do great. So I just want to continue to do my best to push them guys, but they doing their own work to be the best version of themselves.
You've experienced several quarterback changes right over the years. How do you, I mean, what is that like from just from a human perspective, and how do you, as
From a what
leader,
perspective?
A human perspective, like, you know,
It's a
guy that I think a lot of people like Kirk, right? I mean, that's fair to say.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But you say human perspective, we all got a job to do if you don't do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's tough for everybody involved, but
Yeah.
you know, at the end of the day, you know, we all got a job to do. You know, and that's what it's about.
The pass rush has improved a lot over the last 3 weeks. What do you owe that to? What do you think is working now that maybe wasn't working before?
I think during the bye week, had a lot of time to do a lot of self-scout, see some things I was working for us as a not only individual but a defensive unit, some things we can attack in certain ways and set up certain fronts and try to manipulate certain protections and get the matchups that we want. And I think that's something that we definitely honed in on, and the confidence guys are rushing with, I think, is something else that is definitely helping. And so you can see everybody, you know, starting to, you know, get more production and stuff like that. So it's been good.
Even like, you know, D'Angelo Malone.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, works his butt off on special teams. You know, he's getting that production now. Huh?
Yeah, for sure. So see him be able to, when he get his opportunity to shine like that, it's been awesome, man. And that's just what it's about. Because sometimes everybody want instant gratification, right? You know, you want now. But he went the long, hard way. Still going that way. You know what I'm saying? Scout team, 100 miles per hour. Special team, 100 miles per hour. Get his op, whether it's 1, 10, 20 plays on defense, going to be 100 miles per hour. And that's who D'Angelo Malone is.
You mentioned Zach and that safety. How have you seen him progress really since his rookie year, and what does he add to this defensive line rotation?
Man, I just see him grow every day, and just grow as a football player, as an athlete, as a young man, and I was excited to see him go out there, get a sack, get a safety, had an amazing game, and to just find a ways to impact the game, and that's what it's really about. And he does find a way every week to impact the game, and so I think his future is super, super bright. And I forgot the second part of the question you asked about.
Well, yeah, no, you got it.
Okay, all right, yeah, but man, he brings a lot to not only the defensive line, but to the whole defense, the whole team. He's a guy who's blocked a punt this year. You know, he's blocked field goals. I mean, he's a really, really high energy, positive guy, and he's gonna answer the call in whatever role that he's asked to do. You know, and do it to the best of his ability, which is really, really high.
The fact that there are multiple people who are getting the sacks now, how much does that speak to the fact that the defense as a whole is taking a step forward rather than just a few individual guys?
I think you said it within itself. You know, the defense as a whole has taken another step. You know, and so you can see it when when it's, everybody kind of struggling to get individual production. Then we start seeing a mirage of different guys and getting ops here. You got to see the defense working together, and that works. Rush, coverage, call, scheme, whatever it may be, it all go together. So I think it's like it's gelling at the right time, and we just want to keep pushing this thing to get as best as we can.
People always say that sacks kind of come in bunches. Is that what we're seeing right now, especially with the confidence building on one another?
I mean, I hear that a lot. You know, you can say that, but I don't want to say that and take away from the work that's been done from the coaches, the players, the intent that's been put in the hours of study that people have done to try to improve. You know, so it's not just a happening. You know, it's not just a luck of the draw where sacks come in bunches. There's been intent work, everybody involved, to be able to have better production.
We were talking earlier this season about Mike Penix Jr. and he's your locker mate, and I know that you said that you were doing everything you can to make sure that he was remaining motivated and ready for when the time came. The time is here. What do you think about this switch?
Yeah, it's a tough decision that Ra has to make. At the beginning of the season, we talked about the people that get the most criticism is the quarterback and the head coach, and like I said, Ra had to make a tough decision for the better of our team, and that's not saying that Kirk isn't good at all anymore or anything like that. It's just something that that the upstairs that they made a decision, and it's our job to as a defense to make sure Mike feels comfortable and we can do as much as we can to get him opportunities to have success. So I'm excited for his opportunity for sure. I know he's kind of quiet. He's been quiet. Super observant, throughout this whole process. He could have, took it the other way, coming in here like, oh, I got to be a backup. But instead, I truly think that he's been learning from Kirk and like I said before, I think Kirk's presence is just priceless. It's just to see how he operates week in and week out, and Mike has been able to see that and be in his back pocket and just see how he's operated from day one, from OTAs. How does Kirk meet with guys in the receiver room and see what that's really like. That type of stuff you can't pay for. You can't get that experience unless you really truly can see a 12-year vet do it at that level. So I think he's ready for sure.
He told us yesterday that yesterday in the huddle when you guys did your walkthrough that he felt like he was almost like being like Kirk, like he was like almost emulating Kirk in the way that he was talking to the guys.
Mm-hmm.
Going up against him in practice, every day, what has that been like?
Yeah, you see a true quarterback. We've been saying it since training camp. We got 2 number ones here in Atlanta, and Mike, the way he just digests the defense, he makes every single throw out there when we're out there trying to run our blitzes and stuff like that. Mike does a good job of picking it up and identifying, what we're trying to do as a defense, and that just shows you itself that he's ready. With just going out there and not running his offense and just running the cards and stuff and still having success against our defense, I think that says a lot. So I'm excited for his opportunity. I think he'll thrive in it for sure.
Was there a single moment, whether it was in like training camp or during the season, during practice, where he did something and you're like, all right, he's a dude, he's a guy?
Yeah, I got too many moments I can say that. But yeah, there's been multiple times, he just pops off the tape. You look at it throughout practice, and then you go watch the film together, and like, whoa, that's a crazy throw right there. You don't see that often, and I'm sure everyone else has seen that as well. So we have supreme confidence in what Mike can do for sure.
Because your lockers are next to each other, did he pick your brain often about just like practice film and whatnot from the defensive side?
Yeah, we would definitely talk. I would ask him, hey, did you see me in this coverage? Just certain situations where I'm trying to learn from Mike as well as he's learning from me. He's always asking, how are y'all playing this coverage? Does everyone run this coverage like this? Just certain questions that, that can just clear up, make himself more confident and continue to grow as a football player. So, there's been multiple conversations about, what we're running, how does he see when he sees a cover 0 or, man-to-man or zone, whatever it is. I think that his intelligence and, it's going to show for sure.
Was he different at all yesterday? He was very cool, calm, and collected in here.
Yeah, he's definitely he's been the same person. He walked in, and we kind of smirked at each other a little bit when he first walked in on Wednesday. But yeah, he I think he's been waiting for this moment, and I think that he's handled it, like a pro. And then being able to have Kirk, back him up, and reach out to him and let him know that, hey, there's no awkwardness in this, and Kirk's a true pro, and I can't say enough about the man that Kirk is, because I know, we wouldn't be sitting here at 7-7 without Kirk. So there's still a lot of good things that Kirk did, and I'm still super thankful for, because I know, his process and how he works, and that he actually cares about this football team. So I'm excited for sure.
Was that little smirk that he gave you, was that kind of like the most emotion that Michael Penix Jr. shows?
Yeah.
Very, like,
unless you're playing like Rod Wave or something like that, one of his Florida music, you don't see too much emotion from Mike.
So that's the key. The Rod Wave is the key, though.
Yeah, you got to turn on some Florida music or Rod Wave, and you'll get a little smirk out of him for sure.
I mean, does he come across as kind of a more mature rookie, considering he is like one of the older quarterbacks in that class? Does he come across that way to you?
Yeah, for sure. One of the main things is you just don't see him. He's not a flashy guy. He's number 8 overall pick. He can go buy all these jewelry. You know what I'm saying? He can go do whatever he wants to at this point. Yeah, I don't even know what, He's eating hot dogs when he gets the phone call or whatever. So, Mike's just a humble dude, and you can tell, his parents, they raised a good dude, and he has a younger brother, that plays receiver. So there's not just, you can kind of see where his foundation kind of comes from, and the person that he is.
You been to Costco lately, Jesse?
No, that's not my vibe. That's not me.
Do you know how much a hot dog at Costco is?
Probably $5 or something crazy. Oh, okay, good for Costco.
Bro,
Yeah, I'm not a grocery.
hot dog.
I'm not a grocery shopping guy, so yeah.
I can't remember. Did y'all pick your lockers?
I think we got to pick some of the positions if you want to be on this side or this side, but I don't know if Penix had the option to pick his as a rookie, obviously, but yeah, I think me and a couple of other guys, Joey, reached out to us and, hey, where do you guys want to be in the locker room? But at the end of the day, it don't matter where you are. It's just being blessed to be able to be in that locker room for
I
sure.
didn't know if y'all ended up next to each other on purpose.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure.
Someone definitely pulled the strings there and was like, all right, we're going to put our rookie QB next to Jessie Bates.
Not a bad idea.
You're right.
It's not a bad idea.
Jesse, I'm just curious what you plan at home, this Sunday. There haven't been as many recent positive results at home. Do you feel like there's an opportunity there for you guys to kind of put some better vibes out there, in this stretch run?
Yeah, we definitely haven't played, as well at home, as we want to. Anytime that you play at home, you want to defend your home field, and get our fans excited to come to football games, excited to have a winning culture. So just making sure that we finish this season out strong. I know we got 2 more left in the bins. I promise you we won't take that for granted. And then you never know, we can get a third one at home, and it could be a playoff game. And I can only imagine what this city will be like if we could get that done.
How is the secondary preparing for the Giants when they have rotated quarterbacks at such a rate this season?
Yeah, it's definitely watching the film, you kind of see 4 different quarterbacks at times, but some of the routes and stuff they stay the same. You obviously got to be more key when you see Drew Lock come in there. He can use his feet a little bit more, kind of like Daniel Jones, rather than Tim Boyle or something, So that's kind of the conversation that we've been having. But, the offense is the offense still. They can't just throw in a whole new offense because it's a different quarterback. So just, getting down on our keys just like any other week and preparing for whoever's going to be back there.
Anything else? All right, thanks, y'all.
All right, appreciate y'all.
Thanks. Bijan, obviously the big news this week is, the QB change with Mike coming in. Just what are your impressions on that?
Yeah, man, I mean, hey, this business, we see how it goes, see how it is. Obviously, with Kirk, that dude's such a leader, and he's such a he's been such an impact, for me in the most positive way. And I think he has for the whole team as well. And, obviously, Mike's been learning underneath him this whole time and taking all the, coaching and the cues that, Kirk does and just the little things that he does. But, for me and all the rest of the guys, we love both of those guys. We support them both to the max. And, the decisions that are made are, at the top, at the head. And for us, we just got to adapt and, be appreciative of both of those guys. But, yeah, man, I mean, it's gonna be fun, getting to work with Mike, obviously, and we gotta get the cadences down and everything like that, and the comfortability down. But we're doing that all this week to be ready for Sunday.
Yeah, what is that adjustment like? Because he's a lefty,
yeah,
different quarterback than Kirk, obviously.
Yeah, I'm a lefty too. Drake's a lefty, so it doesn't matter how the ball comes out. You got to catch the ball regardless. But he zips it. He puts zip on the ball, and the ball gets there. And obviously with him, he has a really strong arm, so he can throw down the field. Asking every quarterback in the NFL, but it just comes out the opposite way. But it doesn't matter how it comes. It's you got to catch the ball regardless of who's the quarterback.
Does the handoff change for you because he's a lefty? Is there a different angle? Is there a different
No. Yeah, that's all the same. Same handoff. Same. When he throws out the check downs and all that stuff, it's all the same stuff. But yeah, the handoffs are all the same.
How has your relationship kind of been with Mike the last few months? How was that developed?
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Me and Mike, we became close since when he got here, and obviously it's grown every single day. Like, we all just joke around and just have fun during practice and, during scout teams and all that type of stuff. And then even just off the field, like we're always like just talking and having fun with each other, as we all are. But yeah, man, I mean, even though he's become the starter, like our relationship will never change. I don't think his relationship will change with anybody. He's just more locked in, and as we all are, but same relationship.
You like hang out after practice or away from the facility?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit. I mean, obviously he has his girlfriend. I have, mine too as well. So it's like, as much as we could, but now, I mean, we're with each other every single day. So yeah.
We'll go to Costco together. Costco double date.
I have a Costco card. Like, I don't know how he got a Costco card. Like, yeah, that's what we might one day.
How would you describe like his personality? Just like who is the guy?
Yeah, man. I mean, he's super chill. Like, he's a great guy. He says what he needs to say, but I mean, we all become so close. Like, obviously, he's comfortable with us, and he is just his normal self with us. But yeah, man, I mean, he's just super chill. Like, he'll say jokes. Like, he's funny. Like, he has personality. But I mean, he's just like all the rest of us. Just great guy that just wants to compete, but still has fun on the field and off the field too.
Even though it was just a walkthrough yesterday, how comfortable did he seem in the huddle calling the plays?
Yeah, he seemed super comfortable. Obviously he's been doing it for a lot of months now, and he's been hearing Kirk, and he's been hearing the play calls and the just the signals of everything that's going on. So now all you got to do is just come in and just hear the call and repeat it out to us, and he's listened to this call a lot. But yeah, he seemed comfortable yesterday.
How long does it take to build a relationship in the passing game, specifically with a new quarterback, to like be on the same page and find a rhythm?
I mean, it just depends who you are as a quarterback and as receivers. I think it could take to a week, it could take to a couple of days, or it could take longer. But it's just how bought in you are as players. But I feel like even just in the walkthroughs, obviously we had practice today, but like the walkthrough yesterday, I mean, he was throwing the ball and it was getting there perfectly, and the guys were catching it. So it just depends how much you take with it.
Are you going to be one of the guys who puts in extra work with Penix after practice?
Probably, yeah. Yep.
John, you and some of these other skill players, are come to the organization in relatively recent years, and during that time, there's just been a lot of turnover at the quarterback position, even in the coaching staff and everything. How have you just dealt with that? That kind of constant change.
Yeah, man. I mean, I just try to make sure those guys are always positive mentally, and even in college, like I had to deal with some of the same stuff. So like I just always make sure like those guys are always, supporting each other, but are always in a positive mindset. Like I always just ask them questions like, "How you doing? How's life? How's the family? Like just how's the relationship with God?" And just all those little things, because I know that it can get cloggy up here mentally, and I never want guys to feel that way, especially at that position, because you're trying to control so much. But yeah, I mean, just because I quarterback changes, like I always want to make sure like those guys are always at the most positive just mindset that they can be, and that they're always just supporting each other, and there's never like a divide in between the two guys.
Is there some excitement or optimism or whatever feeling it might be that Mike might be the guy who's going to be this kind of stability for this organization, being the long-term quarterback?
I mean, man, we got to take it one day at a time when we got a time. Obviously, like, we're excited for his opportunity right now, and we're gonna take it like that. But we just never know what God's plan is, and I mean that's how life really goes.
How you look forward as a team receiver?
I mean, it's been receiver oil. We know we have a gunslinger back there. And just go out there. This is the first day that we're really throwing with them. We'll get a feel today and progress from there.
I mean, this is the third year. There's been a change. Anything that learn from the other ones that you can do taking into this?
No, I don't take QB changes any any way. Been through that in college a lot. So honestly, how I look at it is just catch the ball. Whoever throws me the ball, I really don't care. It's just as long as it gets there and it's catchable. That's all that matters to me.
Okay, Coach Zach mentioned the spin. Do you have to spend some time on that?
I'm a lefty, so I see.
So you're good.
Yeah.
Okay. But he said y'all also might try to run some routes on air and maybe get a little extra work to get things timed up and everything.
Yeah, we got to do that in order to make him feel comfortable and to make us feel comfortable as well. At the end of the day, it is a different spin. He got heat on that ball, so he got to be able to catch it,
Have you played with a lefty quarterback before?
No.
Just in terms of building that chemistry, how useful was that walkthrough yesterday?
I mean, as useful as any other walkthrough, just going over plays and stuff. I think it was more useful for Penix than anybody else.
Forward to moving forward, y'all still got a lot of, it's a lot out there for y'all still. You can, kind of win, but, there's a lot you can get to everything you want to still.
Yeah,
like that would be exciting to me.
Our goal is to win out, and that's the plan, and we're going to try everything we possibly can to make that happen, and that's the goal for everybody in this locker room.
Last question. Is there anything that Mike had done in the past when he was a backup to kind of, get to know you guys, build chemistry in that sort of way that y'all could take into these next few months?
Mike is not, he doesn't really talk too much unless you talk to him, and I'm kind of the same way, so I gave him his space because rookie season is a lot for people, especially a quarterback, being drafted so high and things like that, and just the nature of what was going on here. So I kind of let him do his own thing, but obviously more talks are coming about, and we're all getting a feel for him. Ray, that's his boy right there, so he helps us with that, and Mike's a good dude, so whatever he's doing, I'm right there following right behind him.
Run heavy in the last few weeks?
I mean, I hope it's run heavy all the time. So I don't really pay attention to whether it is or not. My job is to do what I'm told, but I hope so. I certainly intend for it to be run heavy if I get anything to say about it.
Is that something you anticipate this week with Mike, or?
I don't know. Well, we'll have to see. We always have, an install as the week goes on, and then as game day comes around, sometimes we have new stuff pop up and stuff gets trimmed down. Sometimes it doesn't. Well, we'll see what happens.
Kaleb, you still have a football game to play too, and obviously these last three are very important.
Yep.
Playoff run. Talk about that.
You want to win every football game. All of them are important, and we're still in the hunt for the playoffs. So, just emphasize the importance all that much more.
I guess for the average fan out there does not really understand, what is there a bigger difference, switching from a left to a righty, and then also, or is it really at the end of the day it's still just football? You still got to go block, tackle, everything you would normally do, it's just switched.
It's football, man. Go play ball.
What are your thoughts with Mike in that QB1 role?
Expectations? I mean, it's no expectations. It's just what he made of, what he been doing his whole life. Man, go out there and play ball. Like I said, we're both from Tampa. Played on the same 7-on-17 at different times. Never with each other, but I got to watch him play. And just be you out there. It's another day play ball. You know what I'm saying? It's a first start, but I mean you've been playing ball. You know what I'm saying? So what's in front of you. It's gonna be great.
Raheem was pretty transparent about the fact that he hasn't thrown a ton to you guys out there. How much more important are these next few days from that perspective?
Maybe to us as a whole, but I throw him a lot. So like when the ball's moving around, I kind of like me and him throw to each other. I'm sorry.
You're good.
Me and him throw to each other. Cause Carrot can't throw the ball to everybody. So like Nate, him, everybody kind of throw the ball. Everybody touch the ball every rep. Me and him all throw each other. So. And we worked out this offseason together. So I mean it's football still.
Yeah.
So
What was that like, those off-season workouts?
I mean, depends who you ask. It was a little hot out there. But see, he got me after a track practice, so I was a little winded. He liked to work a lot of deep balls. So. But yeah, so for me, it was just fun to play ball with him, and really, I think my goal is just be a good teammate. Be a good teammate for him. Push, motivate, inspire. Bad drives, good drives. Stay on them and next play mentality.
How much can that familiarity with you help going forward and just kind of maybe almost like a safety blanket out there for him?
I mean, I try to be me with whoever I'm playing with. You know, I just feel like I said, even before this came about him playing, I mean, I stay on him at practice. You know, when I was a rookie, I felt like a big word for me was urgency and consistency, and I just told him, man, take that consideration, bro, because like, when your time will come, just don't wait for somebody to get hurt. They ain't got to go play. I said, be ready before you're ready.
You mentioned this phrase, "be you." He said that yesterday. So who is he? I mean, you probably know him better than a lot of people in this.
Man, be poised, be calm, let the game come to you, and it will. And so just go out there and be poised. Don't overthink nothing. And we out here having fun. You know what I'm saying? You jumping into a role that you was made for. Just go be great.
Playing quarterback position obviously comes with like leadership, necessities. How would you describe who he is as a leader?
Never worry. You're never gonna worry. He makes sure everybody stay just like him. Stay poised. Stay locked in. Just keep playing. Even the times he did play when we were Seattle game, Denver game, we lost. He take over the huddle, calm it down. Let's reboot and play by play.
Ray, so much has been made about this, but you still have a football game playing. You have 3 more that are really important.
Yeah.
You've won 1 in a row, but just these last 3 of this home stretch is really kind of going to dictate it right now.
I think every game is a big game. Obviously, this game is more for an extended period of time after the season. But I mean, for most part, man, you treat every game like a big game. And sometimes one way more than the other, so just got to go play ball.
He's so even keeled. Is there anything that kind of gets him like even a little excited?
I'm gonna find out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find out for you. But he definitely is. He definitely is.
Drop some fashion tips.
I think last time he got rowdy. That's Durag Shorty. But no, I think only thing I can think about him getting rowdy when we talked about. So he's from Tampa, but he's like from like another side, and like so we have different football. Like they have like Mid Florida, we have like T-Boyfl, just Tampa Bay youth football. And we always argue about they couldn't play in our league, and so he get rowdy about that.
Okay,
but
competitive.
Competitive. When it's talking about competitive sports, that's one thing we argue about. That's competitive. But yeah, I'm gonna find out for you. I'm gonna let you know.
Jesse said
it was the first to let you know.
They said that Raw Wave in Florida
Wave
is what kind of gets him.
Raw Wave is for artist.
Yeah, Raw Wave is.
That's what he sung for.
Yeah.
What was it?
Oh, like rookie, like in training camp.
Yeah, training camp. He sung Raw Wave. Yeah, karaoke. Yeah.
I gotta ask you about these slippers. They're phenomenal.
No, I appreciate
they look so comfortable.
They are. Yeah, it's a little chilly outside.
I'm jealous.
I guess for you as a receiver, obviously the end goal is to catch the ball no matter who's throwing it. Is there anything different from catching the ball from Michael that maybe Kirk or anything?
Maybe the spin. Being left-handed. Just having the repetition of it and just not thinking about it. I mean, still don't think about it when you're playing, but I just getting used to it, making muscle memory. And like I said again, still got to go out there, play ball, execute, and make plays.
How's it been working with Michael on the scout team all year? I know y'all have hooked up in the exhibition season too.
Yeah. Mike's a great quarterback. I think he's came in the right way and took the job and embracing everything, especially learning from Kirk. And now he's got his opportunity, to go out there and show them why he was the 8th pick. So I feel like he's gonna do great.
But tell her, we don't get to go to practice no more, y'all. We get to see stretching and everything. So what's going on when y'all are going against the first team defense? And what's he doing?
Mike's a gamer, so a lot of the times out there, we try to treat the scout cards like they're our own plays, so it allows him to be comfortable, go through his reads and things like that. So he does a good job of spreading the ball around and also using his mobility to kind of create plays in the scramble drill and things like that.
And do the first team guys kind of compliment him, or just how's that?
Oh yeah, everybody knows Mike can play. It's just been a matter of time of when he was gonna get his opportunity, and guys knew that he'd be ready just for what he's doing at practice. You know what I'm saying? Giving those guys good looks. You know what I'm saying? Giving them actual, real quarterback play at practice, so it prepares them for the game. And I'm just happy to get his chance to play.
And as for you, you got another call up left, or the next time they got to keep you up? Or
yeah, they got to keep me up
next time.
Yes,
okay,
yes,
so all right. Do you think since you've been working with them a lot that they might?
I hope so. I hope that's what happens, but we'll see here. But for the most part, I just got to keep working. But for me, I'm really extremely excited for Mike to have this opportunity to, you know what I'm saying, to be able to practice with him and make plays with him all through training camp and all throughout the season. And now to see him go out there and get that chance to ball with the starters is nothing less than exciting for me.
When Coach says that he really hasn't worked with the first team receivers, is that really a big difference? I mean, is it just, routes? Or is it all the same routes you guys run in the scout team?
Yeah, we run the same routes for real, but everybody run their routes different. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not gonna run my routes like Mooney runs his, and Mooney's not gonna run his the same way as Drake. So it's just kind of getting on the same page with those guys and just building that chemistry with them.
What do you think he can bring to the offense, maybe that Kirk couldn't?
He's very mobile. So and then he has a strong arm, so he can throw the ball from each hash. And then if the play breaks down, he's able to create space and create plays with his legs. And even with that, with him running, it's like I said, it opens up room for the scramble drill and things like that, and allows receivers to continue to make plays down the field.